stop. No, it's the cookie cope.
It's the powdered
No,
donut cope.
we're doing the powdered donut cookie cope.
No.
Please, God, stop, man. Oh,
Okay.
no, bro.
No. That is a lie. That is a lie. Lie. Instantly.
Your Honor, I've always been called smart. Stop. It's a fucking everybody. This whole statement is so low IQ. Bro, Nick's just like absolutely seething. Like, zoom in on his face in this moment as they're all celebrating him getting cooked. He doesn't look happy, does he? F off, Barnes. What a piece of shit, bro. Dude, I guess we're doing Rekieta now.
No.
So out of the frying pan and into the fire, here we are in hell. The Rekieta segment, folks. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here, because we are in the domain of Lord Baldo. Dear God. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start this off with going into the hug box of Rekieta. So Rekieta's Jannies have been on overdrive, banning anybody with a dissenting opinion or anybody who dares speak the truth about Rekieta. But it wasn't enough. The Jannies broomsticks were overwhelmed by the might of the brave Kiwi farmers and truth tellers felting Rekieta in the chat. So Rekieta, in his desperation, had to change it from subscriber only to members only.
On what?
This piece of shit paywalled his, yes, he paywalled his YouTube chat, bro.
No way.
That's how pathetic it's gotten over there, trying to fucking swab the decks, buddy.
I thought he said, but I deserve criticism. Didn't he say that on his last live show?
Yes.
Okay.
And he told them not to moderate it, but it was a lie, much like many other lies he's told. But what isn't a lie is that Rekieta no longer has a Rumble deal. He no longer has a locals deal. Remember how he told us, you guys are idiots.
Yes.
You don't have a contract with Rumble. You actually rely on your viewers to support you. You guys are idiots. This is the real way to do it.
Yes, that
doesn't look like it is.
Right?
Well, Rekieta. By the way, everybody watching this segment, you gotta hit like, subscribe,
comment,
and ring that bell for notification.
It helps support and spread the word about the Keno Casino. Thank you. All right.
I no longer have a contractual obligation.
Okay, like it's just straight like
no,
that's hilarious.
Obligation.
All right, he really like strung us along, or his audience along, to think that he had a Rumble deal. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years.
Buddy, the Rumble deal, it wasn't even him going to prison. He lost the Rumble deal before that, and he was coping with it's in negotiations cope, but he lost it before he went to jail, I'm pretty sure.
I no longer have a contractual obligation with, we'll put it that way. That's a nice positive spin, right? With Rumble and locals. My time working with them was really nice.
Was it? Because they paid you, and you could. By the way, he was always like fucking like missing shows, coming late, and his local streams weren't interesting. Wasn't it him in his kitchen just making sandwiches and drinking?
Doing the shitty cooking, and it looked terrible, bro. And it was like all these overpriced ingredients that he thought made it fancy, but it was just slop. Slop.
What was the thing he was making, like in the bowl? Do you remember what he was making?
Oh, it looked fucking disgusting.
Yeah. I forgot what it was.
Terrible.
It was slop.
Boiled eggs. Oh my God.
You get arrested for having a bunch of cocaine. It's a big public scandal, and you're not getting another contract.
No, but that's not even why. It was before then that you lost the contract, and you were coping for a long, long time. And everybody's right. The guy got super lazy once he went to Rumble and he had that guaranteed money. He just stopped giving a fuck. He put in no effort. He no-showed all the fucking time. and just disrespected his fans' time and their intelligence again and again.
That's when you have the contract, that's when you work harder because now you're being watched by someone. Like having a sponsor, right? You don't go, well, I have a sponsor, I get to like coast now. No, now you have someone watching you.
It's not working at that point. And so, that's how it goes. That's fine. That being said, locals.
Oh boy. Rekieta.exe has stopped responding.
All right, we're gonna
Rekieta.exe has stopped responding there.
I really want locals to be awesome.
Well, then give us the 5K locals gift. Buddy.
Yes. Buddy,
Start
where
with
is
that.
the 5K locals gift? Like, will daddy not pay for it? Will the trust fund really not pay for the 5K locals gift, you grifting bum?
Yo, you know what someone said about the nosebleed seats at iDubbbz is
A creator class, yeah.
they're gonna put cardboard cutouts so it looks like there's
So
nothing.
it looks like there's fans there. And this is where the influencers would be if we had some.
CGI.
But there's some stuff that's come out that makes the YouTube member program able to produce similar things in conjunction with locals. I don't have any intention of moving off of locals or anything like that, but I do think that some implementation of the YouTube membership.
Get on with it.
Holy,
I've never seen a man take so long and so many words to say so little. It's like the exact opposite of how communication should be.
yeah.
It should be simple and direct. But with him, it's always convoluted and going around in circles aimlessly when we finally get to the place where we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Program.
He takes the
Again, locals and Rumble, working with them was awesome. I have no beef with them not renewing my contract under the circumstances. So that is not a surprise to me at all. It wasn't a surprise when it happened. And in the long run, it's probably for the best. I would not have been able to produce the amount of content that would have needed to be.
Why not?
Bro, but he's lying though. It wasn't even about the coke arrest.
No, it had nothing to do with that. It was that his numbers fell off and he was a lazy bum.
Yeah.
He produced due to my circumstances without really being at risk. And I obviously didn't do it without the contract. I wouldn't have been able to do it with the contract either. So if they want to talk in the future, after I've built something else or built something back, and great, like cool. That business opportunity is an open door for me on my end. If it is on their end or not,
I don't think they'll be not.
Buddy, I don't think they're coming back around for you, Rekieta. I don't think so, bud. I don't think so.
Come on. Do you really think they're going to be knocking?
But
press 1 if you think they're going to knock. Press 2 if you don't think they're going to knock.
Press 2 if the door is locked.
In the
meantime,
we're gonna focus where
he's
platform
so
interaction
low
is
energy.
max.
So
But
fucking boring.
How are the lawyer streams that he did? Did you watch any of them?
Well, okay, so the first one, I didn't watch them, but from what I understand, he had no idea anything about the Reed case. He just went into it totally blind. His takes were fucking just a joke.
Okay.
But people were excited because they had been asking him, please just do the law. Please just put the law tubing in the bag, bro.
Yeah.
So the first stream he did, he actually made $700.
What the
now,
fucking
that's a far cry rather from what he had made in the past, but still $700, $60 an hour for the time that he put in was not bad. Now that's before YouTube takes its cut.
Yeah.
However, the following day, the support I saw was about $150,
No.
is equivalent to minimum wage. Now, he might have got like a big whale towards the end of the stream or something like that, a big donation, but I don't think it's going to be sustainable for him. I think it's like a curiosity. Oh, wow, Rekieta's back.
And then you
Lost explaining
donate.
the interwebs. You come back for that stream, and then it's like, okay, I'm here the next day. This is kind of boring.
Mhm.
The novelty wore off of his return. We'll see how long he can sustain it for. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if the guy did actually just get his shit together and just lost playing the interwebs.
And then we don't
so
have to
that
ever cover him again.
exactly,
Like,
so we
please.
don't have to cover him, Rekieta. We are rooting more so probably than anyone else.
For
Even
you
your
to get
family.
your shit together. Seriously.
Please, bro, stay sober and lost playing the
Please,
interwebs
God.
because I really, really don't want to have to keep doing Rekieta segments.
Oh, I pray every day.
Maximized, and we're going to.
He thinks he like goes, I wish Andy was dead and PvP's fat, whatever the fuck, right? Always bashing us. We're the number one cheerleaders of him getting his life
Yes,
together.
Please
honestly.
figure it out, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? If he had listened to us like 2 Octobers ago, none of this would have happened.
Yes, if he had listened to the Kiwi Farms, if he had listened to Josh, but instead he listened to Dick Masterson and Ethan Ralph. And you
Wow.
can see
Yeah.
where that got him in life.
Allow people alternative platforms where they make sense and keep going. But with that, I do hope to incorporate YouTube memberships to a level that's comparable to locals, but got to figure out how to do that. That's
So what he did was his plan is to paywall the chat because he wants to live in a hug box.
Well, yeah.
So now the chat is members only. Okay, this one's just crazy.
Okay.
So he gets on Camelot show, and Camelot starts asking him about the night in question, the anime sucks Cope and Sneed night, where Rekieta allegedly jerked off on camera, or April was under the desk, or whatever form of debauchery was going on. And Rekieta is just going to come up with like, why he would even cope about this is beyond me, but he is.
Yeah, okay, let's watch. You know what? Let me just raise you back up. Hang on, don't say anything yet. Now you can talk. Why you blowing it?
Test.
Whoa, hey, okay.
Whoa, buddy.
Okay, sorry guys.
that last stream, my arrest
Good
stream.
Wake up.
April came into my office and was like, "You need to end the show." But I don't remember any of that. I have no recollection.
Wait, that's confirmation all along that April was in the corner in the office, because he's saying she was the one who told him he has to turn it off.
Okay.
It's interesting. There we have that.
Okay.
So fucking much at that point. And of course there was other stuff involved as well.
So pause. I do want to point out here also, he claims that he doesn't remember what was going on because he was so drunk. But then we're going to hear him say he does remember that he didn't do a line.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't add up.
He's saying also other stuff here too.
Yes.
Right?
But the crazy thing is, so I'll say this. I can say all of this now. I definitely did cocaine during that stream, during the long break.
Right, okay. Okay.
Which I
so
didn't
we're
know was a
making
long
progress
break.
here. We're coming. The truth. Yes, you were doing coke during the stream. We saw the cocaine on your nose. Detective Kokeski busted you in 4K, buddy. Okay, so he's admitting that he was railing lines.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how gone I already was. I did cocaine during that break. The break that I came back from, where there's some shimmery thing on my nose, I don't think I did.
Wait.
This is crazy.
The break.
Isn't this insane?
The break that you didn't come back with coke on your nose, you did do coke, but then vice versa. Shut the fuck up.
He's like trying to get one over on everybody. I just can't even believe, because he's so close. Where he's like, yes, I did do the cocaine during the stream. Yes, I did do it during the breaks. But guys, Worski was wrong because The break that I did where I came back and there was powder on my nose, that's the one where I didn't do cocaine.
It wasn't just me. It was his whole chat. It was
He's a
every other
liar.
streamer,
He's
everything.
gay. But he's trying to get one over on the internet detectives and the casino and the Karen farms and all this bullshit. It's like, no, you guys didn't catch me, actually. I was a smooth criminal. I didn't do it that time. It's like bullshit.
Well, I called that he was on coke before that point, too. You know, I said...
Yes, well, everybody did.
Everyone
Other than
did.
me, I didn't think he was on the coke, to be honest. But
come on.
Cocaine on that break, which is kind of because I never kept cocaine here in my office.
Right.
Because
Liar!
I didn't want to be.
You were gone for 20 minutes.
Listen to how listen to the cope. Listen to the cope.
Tempted to like get down and just snort a line mid-show, because what if you forget to turn off your camera or mic or something? That would be, you don't want to do that shit. So I didn't keep it in my office at all. So I don't know.
Does anyone believe him that he didn't keep coke in the office?
No.
No one believes this.
Everything he says is a lie. Like, he's literally the biggest liar in the world. Like, come on. Everything he says is a lie.
I don't know what was on my nose.
Coke.
And again, I definitely did cocaine that night. Make no mistake. I'm not trying to say it didn't happen. I think I got fucked by like a cookie or something with.
Oh, just stop! No, it's the cookie cope.
It's the powder donut cope.
We're doing the powder donut cookie cope.
No.
Please, God, stop, man. Oh,
okay.
bro.
No. That is a lie. That is a lie. Lie.
Oh
Instantly.
This is crazy.
There's no like allegedly or anything. He did coke.
Just admit there was coke on your nose.
Yeah.
Man.
It is required by you to prove that you weren't on coke on that thing, but it doesn't even matter.
No, none of it matters.
You didn't coke all night.
This is crazy.
Holy
flour, like legitimately, and I mean, I deserved it.
Flour?
Even Camelot, even Camelot doesn't believe him, bro. He's doing the flour coat.
The flour
Officer, I was just baking some cookies, and that's the powder that's on my nose. It's just flour.
But it pisses me off because I'm like,
you gotta ask who eats a cookie with their nose, Baldo?
You know what's crazy too?
Answer me that, Baldo, man.
He's so like uninteresting.
Oh, I didn't do coke then. Where would it have been?
It's a classic clip. It's part of my intro. It's just like a 3-second thing, and you're just like this, and then it goes off, and I love it.
Okay. So now we're gonna go into. I believe we're going into the court documents, not this clip.
Okay.
We'll save this for the end.
1 second.
So we're going into Rekieta's plea deal, his sentencing, the testimony, okay? So this leaked today, or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was today. This came out, and it's really, really funny.
All right. Sorry.
It confirms that everything the court reporter said, the Kiwi farmer, whatever that lady was, in the courtroom was true. And that Rekieta's last-ditch attempt to save himself involved a speech about how smart he was. But we also get the judge's righteous feltoning of Rekieta. So let's set the scene here, though, for it before we get to that moment. So what we have here, we have the attorney for the prosecution, Mrs. Pierce, speaking, saying, "Your Honor, I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation. 152.18 mandates a stay of adjudication in this type of case where it's a possession, third-degree possession charge with no prior felony drug convictions. We're asking the court to impose or grant the stay of adjudication in this case. We're asking for the probationary period to be up to 5 years of probation. The maximum term from probation is up to the maximum sentence of imprisonment for the charge. The maximum sentence is 5 years, which in this case is 5 years imprisonment. And so that's why we're asking for the 5 years, Your Honor. If he's compliant with probation, he could be discharged early. The request for community service is requested in lieu of a fine. The sanction is intended to, and to the next slide,
There it is.
provide pro-social sober activity in the community rather than just a monetary fine amount. So they know Rekieta, and they know that a fine would not be a punishment to him because he has an unlimited trust fund of money. So they've decided to sentence him to 80 hours community service.
Let's go.
So that he can have pro-social sober activity in the community.
Okay.
They got to get him out there. And as far as the jail time, Your Honor, it wasn't included in the formal plea petition, but it was part of our plea negotiations. And I believe that they did rely on the fact that the state would be not requesting any additional executed jail time. And so the state, that is what I'm requesting, Your Honor, is that the court would impose 2 days of executed jail time with 2 days of credit. Although it wasn't on the petition or mentioned on the record, that was the state's recommendation and discussion with counsel, that you would be recommending no additional jail time. So that's Rekieta's lawyer there. That's the judge, sorry, speaking. Miss Pierce says, correct, Your Honor. And then Mr. White, Rekieta's lawyer, steps in. By the way, it's a cocaine case. It's a cocaine case, and your lawyer is Mr. White? That's kind of funny.
That's like Breaking Bad, too.
Yeah.
So many references.
So he goes, my position is, and I agree with the state, that what we did, in fact, rely on the position of the state that there would be no recommended jail time. And in the formation of this plea agreement, we go next slide.
Okay.
So you see, they're going back and forth. The judge is deciding what this is going to be. As is outlined in the sentencing memorandum, which we filed earlier this week, a 5-year term of probation, which would, as Mrs. Pierce has articulated, fit the maximum duration of the sentence. He goes, it seems a little bit heavy-handed in this situation, as Mr. Rekieta has no prior criminal history, much less no prior felony criminal history at all. Nothing juvenile, as in the sentencing worksheet outlines. Even though the severity does rate it as a D6, he has no priors whatsoever. He's abstaining in the community. He has no objection to the community service. So we think a briefer term of probation is required under this circumstance. So the arguments are being made by the prosecution, the defense, as to what the sentence should be. So the judge says, all right, Mr. Rekieta, it's your position here today. You have the right to provide a statement. You don't have to, but it's your right to provide a statement if you wish to. And Rekieta says, yes, Your Honor, I would love to. Ooh. So the judge is on the fence. Depending on what Rekieta says here, could sway the judge one way or the other. And so Rekieta's like, I would love to. Rekieta's just been waiting. He's wanted to go off and try and say something stupid and go on a crazy narcissistic rant this entire time. And the judge has given him the opportunity to do that. The judge has provided him just enough rope for him to hang himself. So here it comes. This is Rekieta's last ditch.
Oh, that first line.
To stay, bro. I'll just say this. I can't even believe it's real. Oh. That this is a real thing that the guy said. Your Honor, I've always been called smart. Stop. It's a fucking alert. This whole statement is so low IQ. Like, you couldn't even imagine that this is supposedly an educated lawyer who made this statement.
This is fucking
ridiculous. Like a high school level, level of literacy here. Your Honor, I've always been called smart by my mentors, by my teachers, by my community members who I've associated with. And after a while of making decisions that end up very, very well, you start to think that you maybe are kind of smart and that you can control something.
What is he saying?
Control this is crazy, bro.
Is unhinged, bro.
You actually start to think that maybe you are smart, but Your Honor, I was nothing but a bitch.
They're saying read in Ralph's voice.
Should we read it in Ralph's voice?
Yeah,
Let's read it in Ralph's voice. It's funny shit. Your Honor, I've always been called smart by my mentor. It actually could have been Ralph who wrote this, to be honest. I've always been called smart by my mentors, by my teachers, by my community members who I've associated with. And after a while of making decisions that end up very, very well, you start to think maybe you are kind of smart and that you can control some, control the decisions that you make and how that will impact people. You can do things safely that are safe. What I did was put my children through something I can't ever undo as a result of my decisions, not the decisions of anybody else. That bitch
Oh.
Amanda Morse was responsible, bitch. Okay. So in the PSI, it laid out circumstances that I feel led up to what happened. But at the end of the day, it was me literally holding the bag. It was my choices. And its consequences are borne by the people around me as much as they are me.
By the way,
I swear to
by the
God,
way,
that
by the
could
way-
have come out of Ralph's mouth. No.
by the way, it was me literally holding a bag. Like, pardon the pun, sir. Pardon the pun.
I'll have to spend a lot of time working to repair that. I've broken trust with community members, with family members, with my wife, and with my children. And with the decisions that I made for that, all I want to say to the court community, to them, is I'm very sorry.
Did Ralph write this for him?
I'm very sorry, bish. Okay, so here comes the judge bringing down the righteous pimp hand of justice and just smacking Rekieta around. This is so good. All right. Well, a couple things, Mr. Rekieta. There's a difference between being smart and being wise.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Suffer, Rekieta. Suffer, Rekieta.
Felt it.
Melted. You know, in your past, a lot of things were going for you, you know, a very solid education, solid degrees, a good family, a good career, and you jeopardized pretty much everything here by your choices, which were completely unwise.
Ooh.
And you know better. You have a history in the legal field and you know how much you put yourself in jeopardy and your family in jeopardy by your decisions here.
Oh, no.
All this time, we've just been waiting for somebody to be able to just tell Rekieta how it is to his face, and he just has to take it. And here in this moment, the judge just lays out for him the way it is. You acted very unwise. You threw it all away. You had a great education, good degree, great career, lots of money. And you knew how dangerous this was. You knew what the consequences would be of this drug use. And you chose the drugs over all of that. You threw it all away.
Over his family, over the
the judge
cushiest
keeps
job
going.
in the world, for real.
The judge hasn't had enough of Baldo's blood here. He goes, you know, this is a serious offense in terms of public safety and community safety. This involves the possession of cocaine. It furthers the drug trade, the illegal drug trade in this case, by your involvement in it. And this wasn't residue or a small amount. It is concerning to the court here.
Oh.
On the other hand, the state is in a good position to review and determine how things have progressed through your pretrial conduct and has determined that, number one, you know, allowing for this plea to the third degree is appropriate and a stay of adjudication. Number two, that you made substantial changes since the time of this incident to warrant the state not recommending any additional jail. I was on the fence a bit about that when reviewing it and whether I would be ordering that additional jail or not. I'm going to instead order it with a deferral because there are some additional requirements that the court looks at other than just rehabilitation. So this is what the judge orders as the sentence. Number one, that you serve 30 days in jail.
Sheesh.
Credit for 2 days served. You're to commence the remaining 28 days on August 1st, 2025 at 7 p.m., which can, keyword can, be deferred so long as you are complying with your probation conditions and you're ordered to complete 80 hours of community work service. So the way it is as exactly as we explained it. You know, if Rekieta stays clean, complies with the probation and everything, then he can have the jail time deferred. But as it is right now, he's to report on August 1st for 28 days in jail.
Diego. I think he's gonna okay, chat, press 1 if you think he's gonna fuck up and drink and then be tested positive or coke or anything. Press 2 if you think he's gonna make it to jail for the 28
I don't know if we
days.
shouted this out, but Tiger Got Wood gifted 10 subs.
No, we forgot that. Thank
Big
you.
support.
Big support. Holy shit, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Wow.
Now, I do want to point out here the other sentencing from the judge. He says, you're ordered to cooperate with the cognitive skills program as directed by probation. So what that means is that Rekieta has to go to a dented dummies class where they explain to him how to make good choices and how bad choices are made.
Oh.
And Rekieta has to go through the whole program and he has to be treated like he's a retarded child.
Now, that's
which
so
is
funny.
gonna hurt his ego. It's gonna hurt his ego big time. Says remain law abiding, which is gonna be tough for him. Sign and apply with the probation agreement and meet with probation as directed. You're not to use or possess any firearms, ammunition, explosives, or dangerous weapons.
Melted.
So when Rekieta tries to tell you, no, I can still have my guns. No, you can't, Rekieta. You 5 years with no guns, no ammunition, nothing. He must obtain permission from probation before leaving the state, and he has to follow all the general conditions as well.
Let's fucking go.
And so
Thank
Rekieta
you,
says,
Your Honor.
thank you, Your Honors. He just bows down and kisses the judge's ass after being felted. But the judge has one last legal smackdown to lay on Rekieta. He says, good luck to you, Mr. Rekieta. I hope you know this is a time that you're demonstrating much better choices in your life. I'm not sure why you chose these poor decisions this late in your life when you had so much going on for you at that period of time. It seems like, you know, the temptation, I don't know if you just get out of control from your alcohol use or what happened. But you need to be mindful of that, and you need to make those better choices for your future so you can preserve not only your chemical health, but also prevent any further jail time for yourself, okay?
Sounds like a fucking mother against drunk driving speech.
Super Dylan goes, are we sure this isn't Jim writing it? You know, it kind of is. It's just a brutal fucking feltoning. That's the crazy thing, though. The guy chose to do this at 40 years old. Just throw it all away.
That's crazy.
And the judge just fucking nailed him to the cross there.
Oh, man.
Just totally read him and dragged him to filth. Okay, we're going back into Rekieta's comeback. I'm not sure how much of either of these we're going to do.
Oh,
here we have-
no.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
It's the infinite content glitch, but monkey
Yeah, the
paw.
monkey paw edition.
It's the worst curse. So we're going to start off here. This is Rekieta battling the LawTube panel and seething at the LawTube panel. We're going to watch a bit of this. Then we'll go to him seething at Kurt. And then we'll play something by Third World Aristocrat that kind of sums up the return of Rekieta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. Big show today. Holy shit. All right. So here's the Rekieta comeback. By the way, the chat, the reason it's members only now, you saw this chat. Oh, it was brutal.
Ruthless.
There's also some people who try to say, oh, he's winning now. You know, he had like all these viewers or whatever. It's like, okay, half the viewers or more are watching to see the possible, you know, the crash out or like the explanation. As Ashton said, he made 700 the first day and 120 the next
150.
day. 150, sorry. But no, actually it is 120, 30%.
Yeah, but that's before the cut though.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, here we go.
These are people I have interacted with, reacting to my news and interpreting it. This is the high quality analysis that you can find.
Well, it's better than your analysis.
He's already just seething, bro.
Yeah,
look at him.
Oh,
He's
man.
so mad. Sean, you ate a ham sandwich. You're fat, Sean.
Oh, my God.
Kanson for 5 subs.
Let's
That's
go.
What it is.
Big
He Norris
support.
got the word right. It's bitterness. He's bitter.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
There's a mix of I guess status amongst these fine fellows. But
a mix of status?
What a weird thing
like
to
that's
say.
odd. I think it's just weird,
like
you
they
know?
have
Like
status, like what? Like from their sub count gives them status, or what a weird thing to fixate on. What Rekieta's upset about is that he no longer has the status to be a part of panels like this, to be in these circles, because his daughter tested positive for cocaine while he had nearly an ounce of cocaine in his house. And so he's no longer welcome to these powwows. So that's why he's fixated on the idea of status, I guess.
Cunley up here, this is his laid back law show. Eric's always been a good dude. I have nothing bad to say about him. But he kind of runs a show where he brings a bunch of lawyers on Fridays, and they discuss various legal issues. You've got Kurt here, Nate the lawyer.
Hey, Rekieta, everyone knows who they all are because they've been streaming.
And also we can read.
Yeah.
We have eyes to read the name tags that they have.
But he's acting like the people like need a recap. Buddy, you're the one who's been gone for a year.
Yeah.
MLS. You've got Joe down in the bottom left. You've got you've got a porg raping a blueberry down in the bottom center.
Buddy, you're a skeleton. You're a skeleton,
what did he just
man.
say? Like he said a porn raping a blueberry?
Wait.
You've got
I didn't even listen to that.
You've got a porg raping a blueberry.
A porg? What? A porg? Like from Star Wars? What a fucking retard, buddy.
I don't know what porg is.
Buddy, most people don't. It's from like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
Oh, I thought he meant
that's
pork.
Ridiculous. Rekieta is so malding, bro. He's so seething.
Down in the bottom center.
Okay, skeleton.
I cannot get over how Sean looks in this picture.
He's fat.
This is like the most forced laughter, though, isn't it?
No, it's a cope laugh, bro. Guys, I'm totally not seething. I'm totally not seething.
Meanwhile, everyone in chat's like, we hate you.
He wishes he was invited to this panel so bad.
Yeah.
Bro. I just want to be one of the cool kids again. Oh, they didn't invite me to the birthday party, mommy. Oh, man.
I just cannot. Like, what is happening? This is a whitehead on a blueberry. Oh, my goodness. Squeeze the suspenders a little bit and they'll pop. I actually don't know if those are suspenders or if that's 2 seatbelts because he takes up the entire car.
Whoa, buddy!
Wait, that's good comedy, guys.
The grand salami there.
Jesus Christ!
He does sound so gay.
But okay, if he laughed for like a second and be like, all right, that's a real. It's like he's pushing it out. Like,
Boy, he's forcing it.
And he's coming back tomorrow. So I mean, when I saw, I can't look at it. Ah,
shut the up. Shut the
Holy
up.
man.
I cannot. I can't look
Oh my
at
God.
the picture.
I just
When
gotta
he
say,
moves
by
on.
the way, the worst looking fat guy there is obviously Eric, who has no fucking hair and looks like a ham hock, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
At least Sean's got
He's
like,
dressed
a
up
well
and
done
shit.
hairdo. You know, he's dressed well.
He makes money. He didn't blow his entire career. You know what I mean?
His head. I'm seriously. The first thing I thought was like it's like a porg in a nest. It's like
Oh my fucking.
and
A
it's good.
porg.
Over the course of
Who's
the past year,
whose first
Sean has
thought about anything is a fucking porg?
I never even
Nobody's
heard
first
that
thought about
term in my
anything
life.
is a porg. It's ridiculous.
kind of gotten a little tired of my my endless railing against his fatness. He says it's one dimensional. It's not my
It
fault
is.
though, because he's hogging all the other dimensions.
Oh wow! Don't quit your day job,
Oh
bud.
my God. It's not.
Stand
Like,
up
I
for its
submit
king,
his
bro.
shoulders are-
It's really roasted him, bro.
What?
Oh.
No, actually, I don't know where they are. They're non-existent. He looks like he's wearing one of those sumo suits. Oh my God! Like I was not expecting this at all. When I turned
Really?
on this video.
Really? You weren't
Holy
expecting
fuck.
Sean to be fat? Did he like.
He's fat.
like, sorry, Sean. I love Sean. I think he's great. But like, not like he was like skinny legend and then like a year later, it's
Well,
like over.
You know, what's funny though is Sean's gonna outlive this guy.
Exactly.
I guarantee you,
Out-earn him.
bro.
When he starts moving
Well,
his head
Sean-
around,
The thing is, Sean is something that you'll never be, Rekieta, a practicing lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, like Rekieta has never actually been a real practicing lawyer. Aside, I think he did 2 cases total. And the entire time he did the YouTube channel, I don't think he did a single case.
And he lost everything.
Whereas Sean, in this moment, is dressed like that because he's actually in court defending a client. He's actually a lawyer.
all right. And then the other guy is Pisco. Pisco is this weirdo lawyer. I think he's a lawyer now.
Buddy, you're the weirdest.
He doesn't even, by the way, Rekieta, you're not even a lawyer. You're
Yeah.
a non-practicing non-lawyer. Your
Yeah.
license is currently
Yeah,
suspended.
you're a
bud.
guy. You're a criminal. And not even one of those cool criminals who are out of jail and do like a jail channel, you know?
He was a law student
No.
when he was first started going on Destiny's show. I've debated Pisco. He's a good spirited guy who's nice. I don't have anything bad to say about Pisco, except I just think most of his opinions are garbage.
Okay.
But I,
Oh,
like
man.
he is who he is. But I don't really know him or anything. I don't have anything bad to say about
Josh,
him, like
you
you
know,
said.
with a really
disagree
astute
with his position.
observation, is he going to call Nate the N-word? Because that's the only way to save this.
Yeah.
This is just a fucking horror show, bro. Just train wreck. It's so boring.
They call it
It
Nate.
is total fucking nonsense. You got to understand, this went on for like an hour.
Past, I haven't watched him or heard from him in a long time. My debate with him was fun. I think it was on abortion or something. But yeah. So and
Oh, get on with it.
Help!
Skip ahead a minute.
Help!
Skip ahead. Help!
here we go. So
Help!
this
The
is it.
man
He
is
started-
holding the content hostage.
All right, to shift to another
We got
topic. I
Sean,
saw
yeah, potentially criminal in chat here says, I'm such a joke. I was in the parking lot of a courthouse and not whoring my wife out to Aaron and Holte. I'm
Ooh.
such a loser. Exactly, Sean. You weren't a felonious, adulterous, cuckold cock.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He was the cuckold cock that was baldowed, Sean.
Drinking cum. Literally.
Listen, he was drinking. Now, you might be eating ham sandwiches, Sean, but at least you weren't eating Baldos and washing it down with Aaron's.
Yeah, you're not spreading cum on it. You're spreading mayo on them.
Big
saw in the
difference.
chat.
Yeah.
Everybody's commented.
Not to
Can't
Nick.
ignore it. Yes. Nick Rekieta was sentenced to 30 days in jail. I think 5
Here
years.
comes the
probation.
Cobra.
Wow.
Aggressive.
Um,
Yeah, that's been tough. Wow, they went for the
Hey,
wall.
Kurt's so happy. Kurt's so happy. It's so jokes, buddy.
Oh,
Kurt's.
man.
I'm walking on
Nick's
sunshine.
so
Whoa, bro. Nick's just like absolutely seething. Like zoom in on his face in this moment as they're all celebrating him getting cooked. He doesn't look happy, does he? He doesn't look happy.
Oh my god, dude.
hey, I'm
Even with it like pixelated, you can still tell like it's really bad
seeing
reaction.
it is
Okay.
So
So here's my coat.
They lie.
again,
Well, you didn't even address it the first time. Again. Go
there are
ahead.
2 reactions on here that, like, again,
Come on.
okay. All
What?
right.
Coming out of his ears so bad he can hardly even speak.
Because
He's so angry he can't even compose himself to figure it out.
well, he's so used to having like an excuse ready, but he's like, well, there's no excuse here because they're right. So he's like trying to look for the excuse because he's so used to it, the lie, but there's no lie.
Everybody else's reactions are rather acceptable to me. I mean, I not that I'm the arbiter
Yeah,
of
it's a
the
fuck you.
reaction or not, but 2 of those were. It's like, come on.
But everyone, you're a piece of shit and everyone hates you. How about that,
what is he
Apples,
even
loser?
saying? The arbiter of what? Like, what does he even say?
The arbiter of how people can react. People think you're a fucking piece of shit, dude.
No, also they're wrong, which makes it funnier.
No, you're not. They're not wrong. They're literally not wrong.
Okay, tell
It
us
is-
how they're wrong.
You won't.
it is what it is. I wish him nothing the best.
It
if
isn't
he
what
is
it
not
is.
currently sober.
It is.
What?
It is what it is.
Literally, it always is what it is. It's like the most nothing statement. It is what it is. Rekieta's like, it's not what it is.
He needs to
But
be.
by
fucking-
saying it is, whoa, buddy, like just the logical paradox that goes on by saying it's not what it actually is. But by definition, it is what it is.
Yeah, it literally is.
What? It isn't what it is. I'm gonna need another bigger turd bell, bro. We're gonna need a
Ashton.
bigger bell. This is fucking psychotic. What
Ashton.
even is?
Ashton.
It depends what the definition of is.
Okay, to be very clear, guys, I
Mm.
have been sober
No one believes you.
because I had to.
No, that's not
See-
even true. So, okay, well, hold on. Let's hear his lie. First.
And then
before
we'll.
I
Yeah,
go.
and then we'll. Yeah.
Hold on.
Early June.
No! Liar! No, liar. And they called liar, pants on fire. No, Rekieta, you bonded out. You paid additional money so you wouldn't have to be drug tested,
Mhm.
bro. And we know that you failed the test past June because it was in the fucking chips case that he pissed hot for booze. He failed a drug test. So he hasn't been sober since then. And he's lying.
Girls.
And by the way, we all saw the calls into Melton where he was clearly on drugs or drinking.
Oh yeah,
Clearly.
definitely.
There was a brief period of time.
What a loser, eh?
It's,
if you're gonna drink or do
Dan
your
Carter.
drugs, you can't even like control yourself to not do it on stream. You were doing it on fucking Meltons, you loser.
I guess it's not that brief. November to April 18th.
Folks, by the way, this is gonna end with him heading back to jail in a few years. Like I'm telling you right now.
No, more like a few weeks, man.
Yeah, like
I
please.
don't think he's going to be able to handle it.
No.
So we're supposed to believe that in like 2 weeks' time, he's going to fly to Las Vegas to Melton's event. And in Las Vegas, with all of that peer pressure and all of that temptation, he's going to resist it. He's also not going to get dosed unknowingly to him in Las Vegas with some substance. And everything is going to be totally fine. He's going to piss clean when he gets off the plane.
Oh
Where
yeah.
his PO is going to be waiting for him to demand a piss test as soon as he gets back from Vegas. Like, I think right there it's over.
Oh yeah.
But let's say he does get past that. Do we really think that between now and August, with all the stress of him coming back, the public pressure, people scrutinizing him again, more info leaking, people coming out against it, between now and August, May, June, July. I was like, almost 4 months from now, he's not going to have a single drink.
No.
It's not going to he's going to fucking up.
Yeah, definitely. How does the drink testing work? Is it like skin sweat test or
Well,
something?
they have that one, but they also piss test.
Oh,
and Rekieta's already been pulled off stream to do a piss test. Now, today he didn't. People thought he might have got pulled off stream today for a piss test, but I guess it actually was his daughter's piano recital or whatever.
Okay.
2025, in which technically I was under no restrictions and no testing.
By the way, yeah. Medicinal fentanyl. Vegas sober is boring and annoying. You know what I mean? Like,
because everybody around you is drunk and high.
Yeah,
like, you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. Great
And
point.
So, I was able to partake in an alcoholic beverage from time to time. What I found
And
is that
alcoholic
after
beverage.
5 months of not drinking, most alcohol tasted like utter fucking garbage.
Mm,
Right.
sure.
It just didn't taste good.
This is such a cope, man.
But I can't
pe-
express
like,
to you guys enough.
Do you really think that most people drink for the taste?
No, it's
You
the
know,
feeling.
like it's to get drunk. Like the taste is a nice bonus if you like the taste. But most people are drinking to get drunk, bro. Stop the cope, Nick.
Like there were people specifically between June and November saying that I was either using drugs or drinking. If I had done either of those things, they take my children.
Well,
Maybe
there are
forever.
things though that they can't test for, like the whippets that you're allegedly on.
Yep.
That Keanu said she got information from April or whatever that you're on fucking whippets.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing
We all
that.
believe that. We all believe that.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Guys, I was stone sober the fucking day that they said
Galaxy
you
gas.
cannot have drugs or alcohol or you will lose your children. There's no question. You don't need a treatment program. You don't need anything. If you give a shit at all about your family, you just do it.
Here's the thing.
And-
Isn't it like this? So it's like you listen to a guy that's been lying to us for over 2 years.
Yeah, but
And then we're supposed to believe anything, even if he is
but
being
I just
truthful.
love,
It's like,
by the way, he's like, I did it for my kids because I love them so much, but you didn't love them enough to stop doing cocaine and banging a whore in their mother's bed.
yeah, and still
So
doing it
how much
after, by
do
the
you
way.
really love them, bro? No one believes your commitment to your family. You view your children as a burden. You view your wife as busted and old. Like,
True.
stop.
It's not wrong, but
you do it fast and you do it without complaining. You do it without arguing. You just do it. That's life. That's how living works.
But I
And
love how
I
he
don't-
claims that he's done it without complaining. Like the first thing he did when he got sentenced to this 5 years of probation was fire up the stream and cry about how he had never considered the consequences of the law before, even though he was a lawyer, and how it was wrong to stop him and Kayla from drinking for 5 years.
yeah.
But he never complained.
Right? Yeah.
All the guy ever does is fucking complain.
I don't think but then what he'll do is he'll laugh. So it's like, look, I'm laughing. I'm not like seething. I'm laughing.
understand where people came up with this concept that like I was somehow beating the system. You will not beat the system. Like you might fool a test or two. I guess I've heard of it. Anybody who tries
This motherfucker searching Google. Can you fool the test? I heard.
But
I didn't search.
there are tons of addicts who are trying to beat the system all the time, and
Yeah.
sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
So first of all, trying to fool a test. If you watch Blue Mountain State, the only way I could foresee doing
Blue
it
Mountain
is the-
State. His source is Blue Mountain State.
What is
His
that?
source is a
What is
show
that?
on Spike TV about college football.
Oh, wait, that show?
Yeah,
That came out
bro.
in 2010 or
Bro,
some
what
shit?
is
Like,
Blue
stop.
Mountain State. Off.
oil change,
I
which I,
like
don't
that
think is
show, but
actually
what?
biologically possible. but that's where you somehow force clean urine, you through a catheter up into your body and then pee that clean urine out. I don't think that actually works, but that's it. Because
No. That
Buddy,
doesn't sound like
imagine,
it
by the
works.
way, like a government agent comes to your house and demands that you show him your penis. And they have to inspect your penis to make sure there's nothing going wrong.
You're not using like a fake, a fake prosthetic.
Somebody says a fake pissing apparatus or a fake penis with apple juice or something. This government agent just gets to come into your house and grab your fucking whenever he wants. Your is property of the U.S. government, rackets.
That's funny. Like
Awful bitch.
apple juice.
Well, that's what Kenny tried.
Oh, sir, it seems that you're made of apples.
look at your penis
Sugar.
while you are peeing. So you can't use like a prosthetic. There's not a way. I saw on the show Shameless, William H. Macy.
Oh my
like,
God.
all of his sources are TV shows.
Yeah, Shameless.
This is ridiculous.
His mouth and spit it down into the
What?
cup.
You pissed
while
into
he
his
was-
mouth?
while he was peeing. But at our
No,
testing
that's
facility,
the best part. Like,
there's
penis
just one toilet.
inspection day is real for Rekieta.
Yeah, yeah.
For everybody else, penis inspection day is nothing but a meme, a fantastical ruse cruise. But for Rekieta, penis inspection day is every day. Every day they inspect his penis.
Okay, sorry. Just got this head.
Whoa, buddy.
There are mirrors everywhere, and there's a guy looking at your.
Oh my God.
Whoa, buddy.
There's not anything to cheat. You can't do it. And if you're relying on some sort of
This
herbal
is so
cleansing
funny
tea or
to
some
me,
bullshit,
like-
Wait, so he's like searched every.
He's
searched
tried every
possible?
way to try and beat the test.
Yeah, he's
but
like,
the
okay, herbal.
He's not gonna do it.
get shit out of
They've
your
got him
system
in a peen
before you pee
opticon.
test. There are weeks where I was tested 5 days out of 7. Just you can't rely on you.
Every day is penis inspection day.
Oh,
Let me see your penis, Rekieta.
5 years.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's looking mighty small today, isn't it, boy? Like,
You know the office is close to Rekieta's house.
the Fed is just breathing real heavy down his neck while he inspects his penis. Like,
Stuff. So you just don't drink. And like I said, after 5 months of drinking, I was off restrictions. One of the
I
first
bet.
things that I did, I was so excited because I went and grabbed. I had
5 out of
I had
7
bottles of,
days a
Kentucky
week
Owl.
piss test.
my favorite whiskey prior to this. Waiting. That they were waiting. You know, I'd had them, and then I had to. They were.
I
held
wonder,
for me.
do you think
'cause
he's
I couldn't have
tried to
them-
explain? Do you think he's tried to explain to the PO what a baldo is yet? Do you think he's tried to broach it with the probation officer about why he needs the baldo in his life? Have you heard the good news of the baldo today, probation officer?
I couldn't even have them at my house.
He stores the fake piss in the baldo.
In the baldo, it's baldo inspection day, buddy.
Also again, like now. And so I went and grabbed one, and I was like, finally, I can have a drink. It tasted like trash. Tastes like mildew, kind of specifically. Rye whiskeys, after 5 months of not drinking, taste like mildew to me. I don't
This
like it
guy's so full of shit.
at all. I want to. Those bottles were
I
like
don't even
meaningful.
like drinking anymore, guys. Whoa. To try and say that liquor bottles are meaningful, this is like DSP level. Like, the liquor bottles had a higher meaning, dude. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll
I
give
wanted
this
to like
another
them, but
minute or
Yeah,
two,
like
and then
he
we'll
really
we'll-
drains my soul.
we'll move on to him seething at Kurt in 2 minutes, guys.
Yeah. This is like, look, guys.
Then
Just
we'll go to
didn't,
Phil.
I'm
Oh,
excited for that. Yeah.
Good. But this notion that I was somehow like cheating the system.
Oh, wait, 9 minutes. It feels like we've been watching, and I haven't
It's an
paused it that
eternity.
much. It feels like we've been watching like a movie, like a Game of Thrones app.
can't cheat it. So you just have to be sober. It's not that big of a deal. but people were constantly saying, "Oh, you're drunk again." It's like, dude, no, I'm not. Again, while on no restrictions, did I have a drink here and there? Sure.
So you were drunk.
Wait.
Yeah, you
I
just
thought
be
you said you were
honest.
sober the whole time. But it's like,
Oh,
listen,
man.
did I
So
drink?
can I
Sure.
have a drink or two? Maybe just two? Come on.
But you know who says a drink or two? People who are
An
caught drinking
alcoholic.
and driving.
Yes.
I only had
Yes.
2 glasses of wine, officer, your honor.
But it lost everything for me. It's also associated with a bunch of stuff that has personal meaning that's changed.
Drinking cum.
And so maybe it was
meaning.
psychological. I don't know, but it's gone. And especially now, like same thing. If I do it now, it goes to I go to prison. So not really
Based.
interested in it. But yeah, if he's sober,
Listen,
it's like
what happens when he fails the test and then like all of these clips of him? I mean, the thing is, there's so many clips of his lies being exposed during the past. What's another dozen cult lies being called out by truth, and evidence? It just doesn't even matter anymore. Let's go to the Kurt
Dude,
clip.
yes.
Okay. This reply to Kurt is an hour.
It's an hour.
It's an hour long. Dear God, dear Kurt.
Dear Kurt,
An uncivil
I
law-
wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Let's see how it looks at half
We're
speed.
not. Yeah. Oh no.
Is
He looks so suspicious.
characterized.
Look at him. He looks like the LA Noir lie face, didn't he?
He
Like,
literally is, yeah. It's
he looks so suspicious and
Good
so
friend.
untrustworthy.
Uncivil law decided to uncivilly review.
Okay.
Oh,
Holy,
man.
my mind melted there.
Megan Fox's letter. An uncivil law is characterized, if nothing else, but by in how he approaches women online. The way he strikes them in public is something to behold.
He's so
and-
nasty and so petty going after that Kurt's an incel. But he's such a little bitch that he won't just like outright call Kurt an incel loser who can't get laid. So he has to couch it behind this nonsense.
And we're going to go ahead and watch. We're going to watch Kurt review Megan Fox's letter because, whew, baby,
It took him so long to get him to reviewing the Megan Fox.
Oh
letter
my
stuff
gosh,
with Kurt.
yes. I
Bro,
gave up.
I kept
Gave up.
waiting. I was watching this shit live. I'm like, are we ever gonna get to it?
Yeah.
Forever and a day.
I ended up watching Financial Audit. I was frustrated.
Who has 100 subs right now to skip Rekieta and delete the folder?
Delete the
Who
folder.
Who
Oh my
has
God,
100
no, that's kind of
subs to
crazy.
delete
That's
the
kinda crazy.
Rekieta folder?
We got so much support today already. I mean, I like money, so I'm not going to complain if it does happen. But thank you guys, and I'm doing a post. I'm going to be here all night, Ash.
Oh
Do I
my
have coffee?
It's
Lars?
magnificent. I don't know what to say, but it came out randomly during this whole thing. Kurt got really mad at me after I had a long conversation with him on the phone, and Kurt accused me of lying to him a whole bunch. And I said, well, I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you shit because you don't get to learn everything about my life at all times. But he was very upset about it. And I guess that was what went ahead and prompted him to speak endlessly for a short while.
Oh my God.
Which makes it not endless.
I mean,
but I'm gonna say
endlessly
that
for a
fact.
short while, but like the guy
Um,
can't even complete a sentence without contradicting himself at this point.
Yeah.
Like his brain is wet. He's wet brained. He's retarded.
So
His brain is cooked.
Just how jealous he was that I didn't write him paychecks, which is crazy because I remember Kurt's channel before I invited him on. And I remember Kurt's channel for a very long time.
You, Bish.
And
I made you. Where's your loyalty
inviting
to
Kurt
me?
on.
By the way,
and
like
having
he's
him
gonna
on over
try and
over,
paint
encouraging
Kurt as
people to
this
subscribe to
Judas.
him, and also counseling him
Kurt
personally just on how
Rekieta to the bitter
improve
fucking
his
end,
content, how to be
and
more
he actually
consistent,
wept.
how to focus on things that he was good at.
Like Kurt cried when he couldn't defend Rekieta.
He should have been
anymore.
writing his own paychecks. And if he didn't write his own paychecks, that's his own fucking fault. But coming out and whining like a bitch that I didn't pay him was pretty sad, especially because I was very clear with everybody. I'm not paying you, and I would never ask you to pay me. That's kind of the business we're in.
Oh my God.
People who pay people for appearances. You know, there are professional shows that do stuff like that.
Weren't you
or
making
they,
hundreds of
even if they don't
thousands
pay
of
them, they might,
dollars,
like if you're going to be on
Rekieta?
Tim Pool's show, he prefers to have his guests in person. So Tim Pool will typically fly you out and bring you to the compound for the show. Like, that's cool. Tim Pool is a huge operation. Like the scale of the operation is so much bigger than, you know, a show like mine or, you know, just a single podcaster.
Oh my
And
God.
so those are anomalous. Those are different animals. Those are companies that happen to be operating on YouTube, not necessarily YouTubers, right? The YouTube culture for creators is not one that is pay to play or pay to participate. I don't pay my guests.
You're gonna pay in
Don't
loyalty,
take appearance
bitch.
fees. I don't take percentages of super chats, and I would never
Really?
do that. Like I'll come on your show, you come on my show. Let's do it. Let's
What
grow
ca-
audiences, and that's that's the name of the game. To
Okay.
see my friends.
All right. I missed, bud.
Nothing.
Really? I didn't miss anything.
Oh
I
man.
made a coffee,
He
took a
was just making
piss.
excuses about how his operation isn't the size of Tim Pool's, so therefore he couldn't break off any of the tens of thousands of dollars he was making per day on the Johnny Depp trial for any of these people, even though they asked him, because that's just not how it works in Baldo land. Okay, so here we're now at the point where Barnes is trying to claim total victory and that he's been completely vindicated throughout this entire thing.
All right.
Now, remember, Barnes and Viva Frey claimed that Rekieta was going to win the challenge to have the warrant tossed out in court, that the warrant was based on bullshit. The warrant was not tossed out in court.
Okay.
They claimed that Rekieta would never, ever be sentenced to any jail time. He was actually sentenced to 30 days. Like time and time and time again, Barnes was proven wrong on all of this. Barnes said that the constitutionality of the warrant, it was bullshit and it would easily be thrown out. That it wouldn't pass, was it the Franks test? They didn't even get to the Franks hearing. It wasn't even granted because the warrant was so open and shut.
I know. Okay, so I know. I don't even know if it's a victory lap because I haven't talked to you about this. We haven't said one word about it since the news broke this week, where Nate, the lawyer, tweeted out Rekieta is getting 30 days in a county jail or something. That's
Yeah,
he's
which
doing-
was
he's
also
doing
wrong. I mean,
jail
God
time.
bless him, but he really couldn't get literally
Well-
anything right.
Really?
Do they just like think that
Really?
reality is not like?
I
is-
don't know.
you could
This
bend
is crazy. It's
Like-
just if they say it, it must be true. Nobody was right about any of this, apparently, other than them. Even though they were the ones that were the most wrong, and everybody else basically got it 100% correct.
Yeah, exactly.
When it came to the
I
necklace.
so
I mean,
you-
I don't know how it is you can't read a sentencing doc, but you know, it told me that
Can you
you
not
know,
read it?
whatever Nate says, his actual
By the
criminal
way,
defense
he
experience
got-
must be just.
Buddy Barnes, you have no real experience, buddy. Like all these high profile cases Barnes had, he got fucking felted, bro. And what he does is he runs these Hail Mary ridiculous defenses based on the Constitution that are more activism than actual legal defense, in my opinion. So this is just crazy. Oh, this guy has no real experience. He can't even read the sentencing document. Well, did you guys read that he received the maximum possible probation of 5 years? Did you guys predict that that would happen? No, you didn't.
Limited to New York or just really limited in general? Because
Well-
they were, I know how to read these things, and even though I don't practice in Minnesota very often, And a lot of people got that wrong. The short
Oh
answer is
boy.
so what Nick. So the first we'll talk about the early predictions as to what was happening.
Oh, the early predictions were past the threshold, 25 years in jail.
The early predictions from these people were that Joe Biden had launched a conspiracy against Nick Rekieta to silence him. That's what these guys were saying. And that in court, it would all come out that it was a conspiracy by the local government to railroad Rekieta and silence his activism. That's what these guys were peddling, by the way.
Losing wife, losing kids, jail for a quarter century, like the rest of his life.
Well, I mean, if his wife had any sense of respect or dignity, she would be gone, right?
Hey, what's he saying? Quarter century? What?
They're saying that everybody predicted that Rekieta would get 25 years.
No one said that.
Nobody said that. That's what the potential max sentence would be.
Everyone said it's his first case, his first time, being caught.
I mean, listen, if he took it all the way through the court process instead of pleading out, then maybe it could have been something closer to that. But Rekieta pled guilty, and these guys are trying to say, "Oh, he'll get off. The warrant will be tossed." That was all bullshit.
And people were loving it was a
and there was Schadenfreude enjoyment by a lot of the
Yeah.
By the way, Ashton, doesn't it look like Barnes is like a little guy, like a little man, like a little
he looks
like
very
leprechaun?
small.
It's like a leprechaun.
These people and who became obsessively hateful of Nick Rekieta, and some did it for personal.
His daughter tested positive for cocaine. Barnes, like people became hateful. Yeah, because the guy's children, according to the reports, weren't fed. They were hungry. Their clothes were stinking, and a 9-year-old tested positive for cocaine. So yeah, Barnes, some people are going to be fucking upset. What, are we only allowed to be upset at people who have left-wing opinions? Is that really the reality for the standards?
Yeah.
No profit. Some did it because, treason is what runs in their blood.
Treason is what runs in their blood.
What?
Like we took an oath to King Rekieta, like people in LawTube took an oath of loyalty to him, like he was a king or a god, and that therefore they committed treason before their government or their country or their god. Like, what are you talking about?
Betrayal.
Treason. So it's treason then.
Come on.
And they're just disloyal by nature. Some did it because they're utterly incompetent and not.
By the way, do we have to pretend here that when you're on someone's show, it's like with the Sticks thing with me, right? You're on someone's show, you're now like you have to be their friend forever, no matter what they do.
You have to defend all of their actions because you're on the same team, right?
And then others just got caught up in the parade. So
is this guy really trying to pretend like a guy getting caught with 26 grams wasn't an open and shut case for the government? And that's why Rekieta pled guilty. Like, this isn't a victory for these guys. They did not get him off. He was not found innocent.
Allegation of Nick Rekieta was like he was some sort of huge drug addict and drug user, and his kids were
He was! What are you talking about? The allegation is he's a huge drug addict. He just admitted that he was using cocaine all the fucking time. He pled guilty in court to being a coke addict. Like, what are you talking about? Well, these allegations were he was a huge drug user, but it's all been dispelled now by his guilty plea. Really, Robert? This is delusional.
Crazy allegation. There was stuff like Nick Rekieta is running a cult. I mean, and we probably took more heat for just going through what the law is.
Oh, yeah. You took heat for defending a fucking crackhead. No shit, you fucking assholes.
Is concerning Nick Rekieta, defending Nick Rekieta than probably anything else. I mean, even then outing,
remember, Robert,
Sidney Powell's weaknesses with her case and the Kraken, or outing how nuts Lynn Wood was becoming and Linsanity and so forth.
I think everybody does need to recall in the early stages.
The threshold of victory for these guys is that he didn't go to prison for 25 years.
Yeah, it's like Ralph saying he's still alive.
Which, by the way, it's like if he doesn't stay clean, he's facing like 2 years in prison.
Yeah.
This is serious stuff.
It was child neglect. Then there was the cocaine found in the kids' hairs. There was
Yeah.
drugs and guns.
Yes.
There was the
Yes,
The positive
true.
drug test.
He
No,
pleaded
but do you
guilty.
notice how he phrased it? There was the cocaine found in the hairs. So the way he wants to try and phrase this to everybody is that there was cocaine on the hair, and it wasn't a
No.
positive drug test that was then retested and confirmed to be 10 times higher than the cutoff.
Yeah. No,
That's
no.
what
Swinging stuff,
actually
I don't-
happened.
Like everyone's just fine with lying. I mean, they are lawyers, so
don't get into anybody else's familial life in that regard, but it was everything. It was how can you defend this child abusing,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
drug
I mean, people
abusing.
create fake images of me as Breaking Bad, telling people how to get your kids hooked on cocaine. I mean, I got more smears, slurs, attacks. People with brigade, and
It's called memes because
Oh
you're a
my
fucking
God.
retard. Like, oh my god, smears and slurs. It's like, first of all, slurs that rules. Second of all, Breaking Bad memes. Yeah, that's funny because you're defending a fucking crackhead. Like,
I love this guy
Community,
tries to make himself to be the victim and not Rekieta's kids.
yeah.
if I was just doing any interview anywhere about Rekieta, they'd come bashing in. And,
Good.
All this hate.
Do you notice that everyone was mad at you for that? Like, I wonder. Oh yeah, you're the one who was right, not everyone.
I mean, aren't they just expressing their constitutional liberty to freedom of speech, Bart?
oh, you're right.
over a case they didn't know, over a person they didn't know. Especially I
Right.
had got to kick out
Yeah.
of people who were
Yeah,
so
no,
first-
nobody knows Nick Rekieta other than you, Barnes. How much time have you spent with the guy? Like, be real, you know. But the people who watched the guy streaming every day and watched his descent into alcoholism and drug use, who watched him deteriorate and turn into a cranked out zombie fucking ghoul, those are the people that are wrong. You knew it better, right? The guy never did any cocaine, even though he pled guilty to having it in his house, even though he's made public statements admitting to being on cocaine. No. He never did any cocaine, guys.
Josh, can we get that fucking body cam footage, please? Please.
personally impacted. Like, how are you personally impacted? So whether because Nick isn't able to do his show at the moment. I mean, come on.
We're making fun of him.
By the way, in order for you to make a moral judgment about something, you have to be personally impacted by it. So it's like, what if Rekieta molested 10 kids? Well, you weren't personally impacted by it, so what's the problem? Well, I don't want to live in a society with fucking child molesters running free. I also don't want to live in a society where a guy is dosing his 9-year-old daughter with cocaine, or she ends up ingesting cocaine in some way and testing positive for 10 times the threshold, where you have 5 kids who are starving and stinking because their father is swinging upstairs being a cuckold and eating
Mhm.
rather than taking care of his kids. Like, oh, well, what's your, it doesn't personally impact you. So what, should you be allowed to go murder people, Barnes, as long as it doesn't impact anybody else, right?
By the way,
It's ridiculous.
Josh Moon says about the body cam footage. He says working on it. Emails are going out. I will escalate until I get it. I'm praying every day.
What I said was,
It's gonna be such a great day.
knowing Nick Rekieta, not knowing him great, but knowing him well enough, that most of the allegations, the scandalous allegations against him, are likely untrue.
I mean,
The
like,
fuck-
so
he admitted them.
so what are you talking
He
about?
admitted the fucking swinging
guy-
parties.
The guy went to court with Aaron M. Holte over revenge because Aaron had nudes of his wife that his wife sent to Aaron. Okay. And all of this is like on the legal record now, Barnes.
Well, he's admitted it
that
too
they
on
were
Melton's show
involved
about the
in a
cum.
swinging
Yeah.
Bro, Barnes, what are you fucking talking about, man? So it's all disproven, guys. He never ever did any sort of swinging. His wife never had sex with Aaron M. Holte because I say so, because he pled guilty. This should be one thing if Rekieta fought it and was declared innocent of all charges. Even then, it would be a massive overreach to claim there was no swinging. All the rumors are false.
Yeah.
But when the guy pled guilty and admitted it was so, for then you to just throw this ticker tape parade and go, see, everything is disproven. And this is what's so shameful and shameless about this entire thing. The guy pled guilty and he's got the broomsticks out. Well, nothing to see here, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
There's still a hacking investigation going on.
That people should not rush to judgment of the case or the individual.
We
That
watched the video. Here's the thing: is
Oh my God.
we are human beings who are not like judges or lawyers or whatever, right? We watched the decay. We are not. You are trying. He's like using courtroom tactics that are like loopholes and ways the court can be manipulated, right?
This isn't being litigated in the court.
Exactly.
Which in the court he was found guilty, Robert. Just to let you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
But
being litigated in the court of public opinion. And this is just farcical what he's saying. And he's deliberately misleading people because he knows right well that it is all true. Unless he's just completely ignorant, which he's not.
all kinds of people make mistakes. Nobody wants their personal life broadcast, to the whole world. Least of all,
Well,
the biggest
who chose
mistake
to do that? Who chose to do that? Rekieta chose to broadcast his public life to the whole world. He couldn't help himself. He had to live stream from hedonism too.
yeah,
He had to live stream while he was out of his mind on cocaine. He had to either jerk off on camera or have April suck him off on camera, Barnes. He had to do the hot tub stream, the swinger stream with Aaron and with April and with Kayla and show to the whole world his lifestyle. He had to tell everybody about the Baldo and how great it was. Every guest, it's so funny. It's the Baldo. So Barnes, like you have to, where is the personal responsibility for this stuff?
yeah.
they've ever made in their personal life. That's the principle of the Bible. Be careful what stones you throw, lest don't point out the little problem in somebody else's eye if you got a big stick out of your own.
It's just the little problem of the 9-year-old testing positive for coke.
But
Don't you know that you have a drink on the
wait,
weekends?
but-
So
but-
you're the real evil here?
It doesn't even matter though. Okay, look, if this happened, if the situation in the events in order that happened to anyone else, to me, to Ashton, any other YouTuber, Rekieta would be doing streams about it every single day while the drum was hot. Let's not act.
It's like by what measure you will be measured and by what judgment you will be judged.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really ever intend on dosing my 9-year-old with cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't really ever intend on not feeding my kids. So, I am going to make that judgment. And, if I did not feed my kids and if I left them in stinking clothes and my 9-year-old tested positive for cocaine, then I should be judged harshly and people should come down on me hard.
Exactly.
Because it's a massive fucking failure. Like, what sort of a cope is this?
Are good common sense principles and precepts to adapt in life. Kind of like expect the best, plan for the worst.
Oh.
And Nick Rekieta did that. He did the Donald Trump strategy. Expect the best, plan for the worst.
Oh my God.
Oh, buddy.
Cringe.
Simping for the Constitution for, of course. I didn't read in the Constitution where it said I could dose my 9-year-old with cocaine.
Yeah.
Is there a constitutional right to cocaine, by the way, Robert? Like, where is that? Can you point that to me?
By the way, let's pretend right now for a second that he had no family. He was like alone. He was a bachelor. All right. Let's pretend Rekieta had no family. He was a bachelor, no kids. Okay. Even what he did, you could make fun of him, like him being that drugged up and drunk and ruining his career because his show tanked.
Here's where I'm at. Andy Worski didn't get busted for coke and Rekieta did.
Yes.
So he deserves to get fucking laughed at.
Yes.
When you fuck up so badly that the cops bust you, it's because you've just put on like the most grotesque horror show display that brought all this heat down on you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was everything combined. It was the polycule. It was the baldoing. It was the hedonism too. But it was the fact also that he was streaming, obviously intoxicated with powder on his fucking nose. And he was having battles with people at church. Like, This didn't just happen out of nowhere. One day he got raided.
Mhm.
He acted like an absolute idiot for like a really long time.
Yeah, exactly. But his show tanked, bro. His
Yes.
show sucked because he was drunk, because he was on drugs. So even remove the family aspect, we could still point and laugh. We have the right to point and laugh at anyone who's fucking up
But
their show.
it is crazy, Pig Rising. Like Barnes LARPing as a Christian conservative with his Bible babble. Like the Bible being used to defend not feeding your children and doing cocaine is
Wild.
crazy. Like, leave the Bible out of this. God doesn't want anything to do with this.
Being for the Constitution for a quarter century. I love that.
Exactly.
For
Indeed.
Mark.
And so the way in which you defend yourself in that kind of case, there's defending yourself in law and defending yourself in the court of public opinion. And defending yourself in law, the way you go about doing so in a drug case, is you figure out all the constitutional infirmities that may exist in the case.
But pause.
And
Constitutional infirmaries, Barnes, there were no constitutional infirmaries that led to this judgment. What the f*** are you talking about? You're acting as though the guy got the warrant thrown out and was found innocent. We got to find the constitutional infirmaries, guys. What?
Barnes is a retard.
What those different
His rights
constitutional
weren't
infirmities are.
violated.
No wonder Barnes lost every case he's worked on, every high-profile case he's worked on.
Some people confuse
He
that with me
stinks.
saying it was a magic bullet and he'd automatically.
Like, imagine telling this to a judge. He'd be like, "What? What do you mean?"
The case would be dismissed. That isn't why you do it. You do it knowing that most lower courts are not willing to challenge the prosecutor or police. But by documenting the seriousness and significance of those constitutional issues, it usually motivates the prosecutor and the police to consider a more reasonable plea negotiation terms. It's
Right,
how
which,
almost all
by the
drug-
way, he got the maximum in the deal, Barnes. He got the max. He got 5 years probation.
Yeah.
That was the most they could possibly give him, plus community service, plus potential jail time if he doesn't comply with everything. And you think that this was an incredible Trump art of the deal negotiation where he dangled his constitutional challenges to get this deal? Every single challenge he made was denied over and over and over again. And because of how stupid he was with his motions and his filings, it prejudiced the court against him. They're like, we're tired of this guy's shit. And I guarantee you it led to a more stiff sentence for him than had he just fucking fell on his sword and pled guilty from the beginning.
please get done. If you don't raise a search warrant or Fourth Amendment or constitutional issue in the way the
Why is Barnes dressed up like a 1920s
Oh my God.
paper boy?
case was prosecuted,
Well, it's all
you
just a
have
big LARP.
very little leverage at getting a fair deal. Good logic to his credit. When he first got confused as to what I was saying, corrected that upon
Wait.
review.
Hey, Barnes, you do know Rekieta is not allowed to drink a beer for
Yeah.
5 years.
He doesn't have any firearms for 5 years.
Yeah. No, he's innocent.
The
stupid.
The second thing, as I said, the allegations about his kids were false. That there are easy ways to know they were false. That the allegations
Right,
against
like
him
what?
didn't make sense.
Yeah.
The person that was making some of the people that were listed as making the allegations weren't in a position to make those allegations.
What are you talking
Wait. This guy
So
is-
there,
I hate Barnes. Barnes, you
bro,
stink.
what are you talking about? Like the smell of the clothing was observable. Like the pastor's able to observe the smell of the children, that their clothes hadn't been washed for God knows how long. The children themselves said that they were hungry, that they hadn't been fed. Okay, Barnes? When Aaron M. Holte was still on side with Rekieta, he was talking about how he was forced to feed the kids SpaghettiOs. He was still on side at that time. But that detail later became relevant in the whole thing when we realized, the reason why is because everybody was f***ed up on drugs doing weird swinger sex parties upstairs. They were too busy doing that to feed the kids, Barnes.
There was obvious factual contradictions in the very original story.
And just so people
Right.
understand, then the firsthand account of the children smelling and wearing dirty clothes and complaining about being hungry was allegedly it was third party. It was like someone,
It was like rumor by 6 degrees
It
of
was a
separation
mandatory
and multiple
report.
years
Oh,
of
my-
context and a
Remember by 6
Oh
degrees.
my God, man.
This guy's a piece of shit.
story that didn't even make sense on its own.
but plus also kids are dirty and kids are hungry,
Oh,
especially
Are
I'm sorry.
these two deserved a fucking?
The kids of millionaires shouldn't be hungry. The kids of millionaires shouldn't be stinking. Come on.
They were fucking
Stop.
crackheads.
Oh, guys,
They
we
were
need to stand up.
crackheads.
We have to stand up for the rights of parents constitutionally to not feed their kids and not wash their clothes.
They were fucking crackheads.
How can, like, does Civilian Shatter saying Viva has kids? How can he say stuff like
Because he's
this?
probably doing the same
Like,
thing,
oh, but
allegedly, in my
you
opinion.
But you gotta ask, like, holy guys, do you not have any conscience at all? And you gotta ask too, what benefit do they really get from this? Like, is it really worth it for Rekieta at this point to be like one of your friends? Like, how much money do you really think you're getting from this? It just doesn't even make sense.
These guys are. I'm actually kind of really annoyed.
They don't
really
it's
that's the
annoyed.
reality of the world. So my and there was no kid.
This just makes me like. This just proves to me too that these two are completely unreliable for everything. Because
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
it reminds me of that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Lois was caught like cutting someone off and hitting someone with her car, and then she said she was innocent, and they show her the video in the security office, and she sees it happening. She goes, "That's fake."
Kids using drugs, kids weren't around drugs, any of that. If you understood how those hair tests work, you knew that was going to be bogus and be rebutted very quickly. And so what I predicted was that
What?
many of the allegations
It
against
was
him were
never
false, that he had
rebutted.
good constitutional defenses, and
No,
that
he
if
didn't.
he leveraged
None
them
of
correctly.
none of the constitutional defenses that you claimed were easy worked. None of them. They were all denied. And if he really felt so strongly about it, why didn't he take it all the way through? Why didn't he then appeal to a higher court where you're saying that these constitutional challenges, he should have fought it all the way to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Why not? If he had the righteousness of the Constitution on his side, why weren't you his lawyer? And why didn't this go to the Supreme Court then? Obviously, it was an unwinnable case because he was obviously guilty. That's why he pled guilty. Stop. It's not
he
that
would get a
by the
reasonable
way,
disposition.
it's not that he didn't have the resources to fight this, right? He has a lot of money. His family has the resources in the poll. He could have fought this as far as but he knew there was no way.
And would not end up losing his kids, losing his wife, losing his family, losing his business, or losing his liberty. In fact, I was right.
He lost his liberty to drink.
So, trusting in Nick paid off.
He lost his firearms.
Like,
what are you talking about? Like he has to let a government agent grab his dick 5 days out of the week and piss into a cup for the next 5 years. I wouldn't necessarily call that liberty. I wouldn't call it liberty having to call up a PO and ask permission to leave the state. I wouldn't call that liberty. I wouldn't call not being able to own a firearm for 5 years liberty. I wouldn't say that this is total liberty. It's total vindication. Like, that's not the case, Barnes.
I think Nick's made his mistakes. He's been public about those mistakes. I think he's been way too harshly attacked for those mistakes. There, but for the grace of God, go anybody. If you know anything about the nature of drugs or certain substances, that people get caught up in that all the time. I mean, every day people are out there eating ultra processed food and destroying their bodies.
Oh, it's all this. Barnes, look at you, you fat fuck. Shut the up, fatty. Is this fat piece of shit for real? Yeah, bro, eating fucking Big Macs and being fat is exactly the same as a 9-year-old testing positive for Coke. It's totally the same, bro.
And so, let's be a little careful before we rush.
It is. I've never done cocaine in my life, full stop, period. I worked in the practice of law, and the amount of adults who I would have never otherwise suspected who did it blew my freaking mind. The amount of adults who had sex with other people blew my freaking mind. The amount of
pedophiles that are out there blows your mind.
Blew my
does
mind.
it justify
it's not to absolve
and
a
I
party.
also separate that from people causing
what a
deliberate
weird thing
harm
to say.
People, physically assaulting people, attack, etc. There's a big difference between those two in my view.
Yeah, by the way, Rekieta said that you were snorting coke with him at Mar-a-Lago, did he not?
What Rekieta did was harm himself. He didn't harm anyone else. They said there were no other victims. So he got his family entirely back. In fact, the case was closed in record time for that county. So that shows you how bogus and false all the accusations against him concerning his kids were.
See,
It was
the-
meant to go at because he
Bullshit.
takes one of his greatest prides and all the ridiculous
What a
amount of
fucking
stuff he does for his
loser,
kids.
dude.
I mean, literally goes to every sporting event, takes them at all these homeschooling events. I mean, he's more
Stop.
actively promoting his interest of his
Oh
kids than
my
anybody I know,
God.
to be honest. As someone who did homeschool kids for a year, 2 years, I know how incredibly difficult that is. Least of all, if I got like five of them, and I'm running around at literally every single event they do, and I'm even teaching other homeschool kids in the process while trying to run a full story business. Good luck with that combination. I think that he put himself under a little bit too much stress, I think. But it turned out those allegations were false. That here's been the outcome. The outcome is all charges against him, other than a third degree drug charge, have been dismissed.
Mhm.
So a lot of the gun charges
Buddy.
dismissed. All the charges concerning
Oh
his kids.
my
dismissed.
God.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
Barnes. It wasn't that it was a plea deal. It's that the government, they were just felted by your brilliant constitutional challenges, bro. Oh my
dismissing
God.
those charges unless there was not a factual basis to do so. Number
What?
two,
No,
he
that's
is not serving any time.
true. There is a factual basis for all of the fucking charges. It's just that in order to speed the process up and not have to waste government resources, they agreed to drop those charges in exchange for him pleading guilty to the drug charge. Like, I don't know how he feels like he should be able to mislead people like this. This is bad, man.
What he was given is what's called a deferred sentence, a stayed sentence. It's known as diversion or deferment in most jurisdictions. They
Oh my
stay the
God.
adjudication is the way they do it. The mechanism they do so in Minnesota.
He was
What
never
does that
even
mean?
guilty,
It
man.
means in 5 years, let's say he complies with everything, all charges are dismissed. He's
In
not even a
5
felon.
years,
He's
Let-
not
let-
even.
let-
He
in
doesn't lose
5
gun rights,
years,
voting rights, any of it.
It's
And
what
he's
they
not
for the
serving any
next
time in
5
jail.
years, he
The jail
does.
is if he doesn't comply with probation, then he can end up going to jail. That's not going to happen. He will
No.
not serve any.
No. If he doesn't comply with probation, he goes to prison, Barnes, for 21 months. He may, if it's not to the parole officer's satisfaction, go directly to jail on August 1st for 28 days. That's what it is.
Another day in any prison, thanks to the smart way he went about approaching it, which was in the court of public opinion.
It was
People were
very
demanding
dumb.
he say things that made no sense. Come out and confess. Come out
He
and
said-
say everything you did
He
wrong. Come out
said,
and say everything
he
you did
said all sorts of things that were really, really dumb, Robert. You know that. He was
That's
smart.
ridiculous.
The
You can't
judge
do that
said
in the middle of a
otherwise.
criminal case. And he properly prevented them from misusing and abusing. One of the things I highlighted was the governments now are routinely and regularly, and they're going to be doing it in more cases. They're going to be doing it in political cases, kind of like they did in Ben Shoof case, like they're threatening to do in the state of Washington and Colorado to everybody. They don't
Okay.
use the right pronouns for their kids. They weaponize taking your kids away. And they
Oh
love
my
to
God.
do so while they bring a criminal
Are,
case against them.
are we really seriously comparing Rekieta's children being hungry, being stinking, and the 9-year-old testing positive for cocaine
Mhm.
to the same thing as parents who the system brainwashes into thinking that they're trans being taken away from them by the state because the parents won't recognize the pronoun? Are you really saying that that's the same thing, Robert?
You know, wait. I just
That's
realized what he
fucking
is.
disgusting, bro.
I just realized what he is, who he is. He is a lawyer version of the quartering.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Why? Because in order to defend yourself to keep your kids, you have to give away your Fifth Amendment rights that puts you in prison forever under the criminal cases.
What?
He rightly demanded that they give him use immunity. You say you only care about my kids. I want to tell you the whole story, but I can't do so if it's going to be used against me in the criminal case. So they finally conceded. He didn't take the bait of disclosing. A lot of parents panic and give
Well,
up
wait
their
a minute.
entire Fifth Amendment defense.
If he's totally innocent, and none of the rumors were true. Why couldn't he tell the whole truth without incriminating himself? If he was truly innocent, as you claim, Barnes, why couldn't he tell the whole truth without incriminating himself? It's because he wasn't innocent. It's because there was 26 grams of cocaine. It's because there was ketamine. It's because there was all manner of debauchery and degeneracy, a polycule upstairs while the children were playing, Barnes.
Fuck you.
That's why. This is crazy.
Because they want their kids back. he made the right sound decision to require one for the other, to require use of immunity in order to do that. And ultimately, when they investigated, he hadn't harmed his kids, period. That was all false. Bottom line is he harmed
right.
himself.
Yeah.
Yes, he himself has publicly said, did drugs he wishes he hadn't done. That
But he doesn't say that.
He's been
He
clean.
says that he loved doing the drugs, and he says he misses the lifestyle. Robert, where have you been?
You know what this is like? This is like a guy, he's supposed to do a book report, but he didn't read the book and skimmed it. So
Well, no, it's a guy who actually did read the book, but he's just choosing to ignore sections of the book
okay, yeah.
that don't support his hypothesis on the book. It's kind of what it's
now,
like.
Since the arrest. How do you know that? Because he has to do testing 5 days out of the week. And so a lot of the accusations and allegations.
But wait a
against
minute.
Wow, I thought he was
testing. I thought he had total liberty and there were no restrictions or anything, but he has to do a piss test 5 days of the week. Right.
Yeah, man.
false. A lot of people rush to judgment. A lot of people rush to hate him. And there were a bunch of people that abandoned constitutional liberty because they thought it was useful to do so in the name of grift baiting their way into getting.
I'm going to be honest.
Followings.
Like, if this is what the Constitution is about, then I don't support it. If the Constitution is about a right to drugging children and starving children, then I wouldn't support it. But that's actually not what the document is about, Robert. And you know that. And the fact of the matter is, you parading the Constitution around like this to defend shit like this makes me more authoritarian. It makes me less likely to support the libertarian worldview because of how disgusting you and your fellow fucking lolberts are.
What he's explaining isn't the Constitution. He's literally trying to
well, he's trying to just sweep and cope.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And cash support. In other cases, I think in like Nate's case, I think just wrong, just not.
Well, no,
he just got a lot of stuff wrong. But a lot of them were like way wrong, dead wrong, totally wrong, wholly wrong. And a lot of them personally attacked me repeatedly, sent people to brigade, various chats to attack me. I don't really care. I mean, these people were on the low end of the totem pole to begin with. But
well, then why are
they
you
were
even
miseducating
talking
the
about
public
it?
about their rights, the public about what is the right way to handle this situation.
It was them that were miseducating the public, not you. And it's the thing is, too, it's like you have a higher responsibility being a lawyer as you are to actually educate the public. Like some random YouTuber, if they get it wrong, probably nobody's taking it seriously. But when you get it wrong, you genuinely do mislead people because you're a supposed expert in the field, Barnes.
Yeah.
So Nick Rekieta is back. Apparently he's going to be trying to live stream next week, part of the Karen Reed trial. That she's getting tried again. This is someone who never should have been tried in the first place, in my opinion. There isn't evidence beyond a reasonable doubt she was guilty. There is evidence, in my view, beyond a reasonable doubt of cop corruption in those cases. But Nick is back.
See, the thing is, he might be right about the cop corruption in the Karen Reed case, but the fact that he cried cop corruption in the Rekieta case makes me distrust his opinion on that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You make a great point too, Ashton, where it's like the things he is saying right now, right? He's like teaching people the wrong way how to stay safe out there. You know what I mean? He's giving like information that's like, oh, hey, I could do that and I'll be fine. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. And people end up in jail because they believe what he said.
So, yeah, I think good luck to him. I'll be happy to hop on with him at some point. I think he's a good man who got railroaded. He made mistakes like every human being on the planet.
God.
And a lot of people treated him too harshly, rushed to judgment, made up facts about the law to demonize him and line on their own pockets. And they should be ashamed. And for those that want to write an apology, once again, always send the apologies courtesy of Viva Frag.
This guy's so full of shit, bro. You write your apology letter. I don't think he's going to receive one. Not one. This is beyond, man.
I actually hate you more now, Barnes.
Nate said he's jail time damn because he was retweeting Kiwi Farms. Even if you went into Kiwi Farms, like I showed you guys there, it said 30-day, deferral if he complies.
So, stick my head in a vice before I ever, some of the Kiwi Farms people I represented in the past as a favor to Nick. did it for dirt cheap.
Oh,
Got him out of a
okay.
difficult situation.
Oh,
for
where's
ridic-
Josh? Where's Josh? Where is Josh? Josh, please tell me you didn't go to bed. This is fucking bullshit, bro. Oh,
I
buddy.
think Barnes needs to be arrested,
I think
allegedly.
Josh would have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
Barnes did it for dirt cheap. Oh, wait. The
There,
Josh
he's
signal.
texting. He's texting.
The Josh signal has activated, and we're about to get a fucking essay. Barnes charged him $5,000 to appear in the Patrick Tomlinson case. That's dirt cheap, but basically pro bono there. It was his only appearance, one appearance, and the judge told him that his appearance was not necessary. And then Josh got his bill for $5,000. Off, Barnes. What a piece of shit, bro. Like, oh man.
ridiculous low cost, at which all they did is complain later when I was defending Nick Rekieta's constitutional rights and interests and discouraging arrest of judgment against him. And the I'll tell Nick. You know,
what's his
one of the
channel?
worst fights I ever had was one I did as a favor to Nick.
I think there's Viva
someone said,
Frey,
you
and
know,
then is it
everybody
just
gets things wrong with
Robert
everything.
Barnes?
Robert Barnes. No, I know Viewer Frey's doing well. Robert Barnes. I want to see, like, does he get a lot
I
of
just
views?
think it's kind of crazy of him also to talk shit about a former client. That's kind of a bad look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is this his channel?
And then it's the only reason that he agreed to represent Josh. It's kind of wild to say that it was as a favor to Rekieta. Like, it's so incestuous and so fucking slimy, bro. Oh man.
Yeah.
If it gets things right, everybody makes mistakes. But
I
tell you what,
don't mind the mistakes, but if you're going to go out there and do things that miseducate people about their constitutional rights, that's when I take personal
Stop.
but
affront.
You
everyone-
don't have a
everyone thought it was-
constitutional right to cocaine. You might think that you do, but the law as it is written and applied in reality says that having cocaine is a crime. Robert.
fair game to jump on Nick that way because he had done it to other people in non-legal context prior, you know, where he made some good content out of destroying people, which I think was,
you know, going at him personally to a certain degree, understand, but they were miseducating people about the law.
well,
They were saying things about the Fourth Amendment that were completely wrong. They were saying things about the Fifth Amendment.
Oh,
that were
really?
completely wrong. They were saying things about the Sixth Amendment.
Why didn't you get the Franks hearing then on the Fourth Amendment question? Why did the warrant not get thrown out? Because it was low level and the judge will never go against it. Well, why didn't we take it all the way to appeal then? Well, I guess the Constitution wasn't important enough, right? When the chips were down, when Nick Rekieta had an opportunity to make the ultimate sacrifice to potentially go to jail for his constitutional freedoms, lose his family for his freedoms, he pussied out and bowed down to the fucking government. And now the next person will be abused. Is that what we're supposed to say? So, by the way, like, you guys will advocate and Rekieta will advocate for people all the time to fight the system to the bitter end. Don't talk to the cops. Don't take a plea deal. Know your constitutional rights. Challenge it every single step of the way and fight for your freedom. And if that was really the case, then this case would have been taken to its final conclusion and there would have been a trial and there would have been appeals. But Rekieta was a fucking pussy who couldn't walk the walk that he told others to do. And Barnes, you weren't his lawyer. Why weren't you his lawyer if you knew that you could get him off? It's all fucking bullshit. The guy pled guilty because he was guilty, and there was no way to win this case.
Completely wrong. They were saying things about state Minnesota law that were completely wrong. They were saying things about how you handle the criminal. I mean, these idiots were like, prostrate yourself, go public and confess all of your every bad act you did. That would have guaranteed him years in prison and he would have lost his family. These are people I would never hire as any kind of lawyer. You got that, you know, job.
I guarantee you, had he actually just like complied with the court and been reasonable and not battled them on every step of the way, he would have probably got a more lenient sentence. If he showed true remorse and a true desire to get clean, he wouldn't have got 5 years probation. I think it was his shitty fucking attitude that led to the book being thrown at him, to where his lawyers said, well, we're expecting only a year and you gave us 5 years. Come on.
potentially criminal. His legal advice is potentially criminal. I mean, this was legal
All right.
malpractice. Some of the
Yeah,
idiocy that
exactly.
went on.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah, Sean.
I'm
All
glad
right,
because I
let's
think-
go.